Hey friends, SGT here with a very important update to my Money Magazine piece that I did about their Overt Subliminal, that silver is money, on the cover of their August 2011 edition. Stay tuned to the end of this video for an absolute hard-hitting punchline with a photo that's even more dramatic from Money Magazine than the one that appears on the cover here. So be sure to stay tuned. One of the readers over at sgtreport.com, Zill, wrote the editor of Money Magazine, Craig Matters. Matters took the time to write back, and he says, quote, "The coins were meant as illustration for the best deals and savings cover lines, which is why there was no mention of a silver gold story on the cover either." Now, I don't really even know what he means by an illustration for the best deals and savings. If he's saying that it was an illustration of how to save real money, then that makes sense, but you got to read between the lines there. I'm not clear on what he means. He goes on to write, "As for our take on precious metals, Money has written more than once that we don't think they're great investments. You've got to store them and insure them, and they're not so much, quote, investments as they are items of speculation. After all, you're not, quote, investing in a business's earnings power or a government entity's ability to foster progress." Get this, in parentheses he writes, "which in turn allows it to generate the tax revenues needed to pay its bills and its borrowing." That's such a convoluted paragraph, it's hard to even understand. He's somehow confusing businesses that generate income with governments which tax income. It's a bizarre paragraph, but get this. He concludes by writing, "You're making the bet that people will remain scared and that you're smart enough to sell just before they stop being scared. That's our take anyway. You can find plenty of intelligent people who disagree, but a couple of guys named Buffett and Munger come down where we do. Hope that helps. Best, Craig." Now, it's funny that he would roll out Uncle Warren Buffett and Charlie Munger as two guys that are anti-gold and silver, because there could not be two more establishment figures to cite. And I think that's terribly ironic given Buffett's shenanigans with Moody's and the way they rated all that junk coming out of Goldman. Buffett also supported Goldman Sachs after the 2008 crash by giving them a large cash infusion investment. Buffett partially owned companies also received $100 million in the government bailouts, at a minimum, probably more than that. So this is a very telling letter to me. But here's the absolute punchline. With credit to Holsey, who left a comment at SGT Report, he pointed out a far more dramatic picture in that same Money Magazine from August 2011, which I had missed the first time around, or I surely would have included it in the video. And it's too bad that Craig Matters didn't address this. So for those of you that think the cover photo of the 43 Silver Eagles was just an accident or a stock photo and isn't really an overt subliminal message, then how do we explain what we see on page 21? Check this out. Under the caption, "The Plan," they've taken a $100 Federal Reserve note and they've twisted it and wrung it out like a paper towel. And what's dripping out of it? Gold. And the headline is, "Wring more yield from your savings." So they're wringing out a $100 bill, and what's coming out of it is gold. Now, this is not a stock photo. This is not an accident. This is a photoshopped piece of work that was deliberately done and placed on page 21. And what's crazy about it is that if you look at the article, "Wring more yield from your savings," you'll find that they talk about high-yield checking accounts, online savings accounts, low-penalty long CDs, and I-bonds. Nowhere in this article on page 21 and 22 of that same Money Magazine edition do they talk about using precious metals as a way to save, as a way to protect your savings, or as a way to shelter yourself from the financial tsunami which is now unraveling around the planet. Well, that's it, guys. Anybody that would like to email Craig Matters about what we see on page 21, please do and let me know what you'll find. Thanks for watching, and have a great day.